Okay, so either having the legs crossed or the feet straight out in front of you, up to you as always. Just relax the hands. So try not to grip the knees. Let the hands relax. Let the elbows be really heavy. Give the shoulders a wee shake. And just drawing the tummy button back towards the spine as you begin to lift up out the side waist, lengthening the spine. Space between the shoulder blades and the collarbones, filling up the back of the neck as you lengthen up the sides of the neck. Relaxing the shoulder blades down and away from the ears, relaxing the lower back, the buttocks, hips and thighs. Keeping that core engaged, the spine long. And just beginning to bring your awareness to the breath, feeling the belly beginning to inflate on the inhale. And on the exhale, draw the tummy button back towards the spine. Taking the breath out of the chest, down into the belly. Allowing the tip of the tongue to rest gently on the hard palate behind the front teeth. Tip of the tongue broad, the root of the tongue relaxed. And on your next exhale, you're just going to let that right ear come down towards the right shoulder. Just let it drop down towards the right shoulder, stretching out the left side of the neck. On your inhale, let yourself come back to the starting position. And when you exhale, left ear dropping down to that left shoulder, stretching out the right side of the neck. Keeping with that rhythm, we're doing 3 in each direction. You inhale to center. And you exhale, taking that ear a little bit closer. On your inhale, bring yourself back up. So when you take the ear to the shoulder, try to actively relax those shoulders down a little bit more, increasing that stretch. Using the weight of the head, allowing it to increase the stretch up the side of the neck. Last one, to the left. Then bringing yourself all the way back up to sleep. Shoulders down. Taking the right hand, placing it onto the left knee, taking the left hand behind you in line with the spine. And bend that right elbow, bring the right side of the body forwards, let the left side of the body move back. And gaze all the way over that left shoulder, keeping twisting so the right elbow is bent. As you bring the right side of the body forward, relax the shoulder blades, the lower back, the buttocks, spread the collarbones. On the inhale, come all the way back to the starting position. Then taking the left hand to the right knee, the right hand behind you, lengthen the spine, then bend that left elbow and bring the left side of the body forwards as the right side of the body moves back. Relax the shoulder blades, the lower back and the buttocks. Twisting a little more with every exhale. Then inhale, come all the way back to the center. We're going to go forwards this time. Take the chest down between the thighs. And a nice little forward bend to counterpose the twists. On the inhale, just bring yourself all the way back up. Right hand to the floor, lift and lengthen up the left side of the body, stretch through to that middle finger. Bend the right elbow, keep the top arm straight. Side bend, gaze up under that top arm. On the inhale, bring it back up. Place the left hand to the floor. Inhale, stretch up the right side of the body. And as you exhale, bend the left elbow. Gaze up and under that top arm, so you're not rolling forwards. You're opening the right side of the waist. On the inhale, we bring it all the way back up. And we're going to the other side. So stretch up the left side of the body, lift and lengthen. Bend the right elbow, exhale into that lovely side. On your inhale, coming all the way back up. Placing the hands, stretch and lengthen. And exhale, side bending all the way off to the left, gazing under the upper arm. Back up on your inhale. We're just doing one more. This time, if you want to take the forearm to the floor, it's up to you. You can let that right forearm come to the floor or stay on the hand, depending on how you feel. Gazing under the upper arm, stretching through to that middle finger. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Same to the other side. Be aware of the differences on both sides of the body. Remember, the sit bones can come up if they need to. And then work to relax them back to the floor. On your inhale, we come back up. Just come back down through the center again, counter posing. On the inhale, bring yourself back up to sit. And either swapping the cross of the legs, or if you need to give the hips a rest, then taking the chance to straighten the legs. 3 of our arm movements with the breath. So we take the arms out. As we start to raise the arms, we let the head rest back and we inhale, gaze all the way up. Interlace the hands, take the elbows wide, the spine stays long, follow the hands with the gaze, the hands come down through center. Taking them all the way down, let the head rest forwards and gazing down into the one. 2 more like that. Take the arms out, circle up and round. Let the head rest back, looking up to the thumbs, and interlace the hands as you exhale. The hands are coming down through center. The spine stays long, and the head rests forward, feeling a nice stretch in the back of the neck. 1 more. In your own time, circling up and round on your in-breath. Interlacing the hands at the top, and as you exhale, bring it down the center. Try not to collapse. Keep the hands interlaced with the head resting forwards. And on your next inhale, start to extend the palms of the hands forward, straightening the arms. Raise the head to the center position. Keep the head centered as you take the arms all the way up if you can. Palms facing up to the ceiling. Slide the shoulders down towards the waist. Upper arm in line with the ear if you can. Rotating the tummy button and the rib cage round to the right on the inhale. Exhale, bringing it all the way back to center. And as you inhale, take it to the left. Tummy button and rib cage rotating around. Exhale. Bring it back to center. 2 more in each direction. So try to feel the rotation around the trunk of the body. Trying not to lead with the head. Upper arms are in line with the ear. One more in each direction. Rib cage, tummy button, twisting around. Once you've done your 3, you can just release the arms down and give them a shake. Let's take the left arm across the front of the body and tuck the right hand underneath. Keep that shoulder down. The right hand's in front of the face if you can. Taking it across the front of the face. Right hand is coming towards the right cheek. Keep that shoulder down. And release. Let's go to the other side. Raise the right arm, keep the shoulder down as you take that arm all the way across, tucking the left hand underneath, keeping that shoulder down as you increase the stretch. Left hand coming towards the left side of the face, coming in towards the left cheek if you can. And release. And give it a shake. We're going to take the hands, the knees lift and lengthen. On the inhale, come down through the middle on this side. Bringing it all the way down. Just letting that chest come down between the thighs. On the inhale, come all the way back up. And we're going to come round into cat. So wheek the legs around. Bring yourself into your cat-cow position. So remember, in your cat-cow, you want to have the hips directly above the knees, the shoulders directly above the wrist, the weight down through the top of the feet, and the fingers are spread. Filling up between the shoulder blades, engage those core muscles straight into our mobilizing. Draw the tummy button back towards the spine, round the spine up the ceiling, and let the head relax completely. Give it a wee shake. Then going in the opposite direction, tilt the pelvis. Move through the spine, shoulders down, let the heart move forwards, the chest move forwards, then the face completes the move. In your own time. Tummy button back towards the spine, round that spine up towards the ceiling. Try not to pull with the shoulders as you relax the head completely. Then in the opposite direction with the next breath. Moving through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae. Lovely space across the collarbones. Last one in each direction. Rounding that spine up towards the ceiling, letting the head relax. Bringing yourself in the opposite direction. There's a little bit more movement every time you go in a different direction. Then we're going to come back to our starting position, our flat back position. We're going to work into the wrist. So you can either turn the hands halfway out, or you can turn the hands all the way around, turn the hands all the way around. The hands will come a little closer in towards the body. So the hands are a little bit closer in towards the knees. Spread the collarbone, slide the shoulders down towards the waist, engage the core muscles. 3 of our cat-cow with the hands in this position. Rounding the spine up towards the ceiling and let the head relax. Then take yourself in the opposite direction with the next breath. Let the chest move forward. Spread those collarbones, slide the shoulder blades down the back. 2 more. Lovely stretch on the wrists. With the breath. When you come into your forwards movement, you'll probably find a slightly stronger stretch across the wrists and up the forearms. Last one. And then once you've completed, you get the blessed relief of releasing the hands. So let's tuck the toes under, bring yourself all the way back. Oh, it feels so good when you come out of it. So give them a wee twirl, give them a wee rotate. You can give them a wee shake when you feel ready. Up and down, side to side, back to front. And then from here, if you can, keep the toes tucked under, bottoms back. Extend the hands forward, spread the fingers, connect the hands, and the upper arm is in line with the ear. Again, making sure those shoulder blades are sliding down towards the waist, so your space between the upper body, nice and long necks. On the inhale, keep the arms straight, transfer the weight forwards into modified plank, shoulders above the wrists. On your exhale, bringing it back. Focusing on the core, forwards on the in-breath, shoulders above the wrist. Exhale, taking the bottoms back towards the heels. Next time we come forward, you're going to hold your modified plank position. Shoulders are above the wrists. And we're going to take the right foot, placing it to the outer edge of the right hand. Be on the fingertips of the right hand. Remember, if you need a block under your back knee, pop a block under your back knee. So either have the right hand on the floor or on the elbow. Take the left hand, slide it along that right arm, elbow up to the ceiling. And then if you can, straighten that top arm. Exhale, bringing it back down. So if it's too much to straighten that top arm, 2 more with the breath. If it's too much to straighten the top arm, stop with the elbow bend. If you can, you open and straight. Exhale, bring it back down. Last one, and we're going to hold this position. So the elbow first, if you can, you're straightening that top arm. Now we're going to take the left hand and take it all the way around the back of the body. Back of the left hand on the lower back. Roll the top shoulder back and round. And you want to eventually catch that right inner thigh. So this hand eventually is catching onto that right inner thigh if you can. And start to open a little more. So draw the left shoulder blade back. The left side of the rib cage is pointing up to the ceiling. The right side of the rib cage pointing to the floor. Lovely. And untangling yourself from that position. Place the hands back onto the floor. Come back into our transition stage with the toes tucked under and the bottoms back. Shoulders down. On the inhale, we're coming forwards into modified plank. Shoulders above the wrists and back. on the exhale. So focusing on the core when you're doing this. Don't just move forwards and back. Really focus on the tummy back, drawing back towards the spine. Resist the mat away when you come forwards. Keeping that lovely length in the neck. The next time we come forwards, we're holding the position. And we're going to take the left foot, placing it to the outer edge of the left hand. Being on the fingertips, knee is above the ankle, right hand slides along that left arm. Elbow comes to the ceiling, and if you can, you straighten, only if it's okay for your shoulders. Exhale, bringing it back down. 2 more like that. So elbow first, then opening that top arm. Lovely twist. Exhale, it comes all the way back down. Last one, holding the position with that top arm straight. Then taking that right hand, wrap it around the back of the body. Back of the hand, lower back as you start to open a little more in the twist. And if you can, catch the left inner thigh. And start to point the right side of the rib cage up to the ceiling. The right shoulder blade draws back. The left side of the body moves forwards, coming into an even deeper twist. Untangling, place the hands back onto the mat and back into transition stage, toes tucked under, bottoms back. On your inhale, we're coming forwards, we're going to lie flat on our tummy. So coming forwards, keep coming forwards, bend those elbows back, release yourself to the floor, keep the hands by the chest, be on the tops of the feet. You're taking the left hand out to shoulder height with the palm facing down to the floor. We're going to come into our shoulder opener, so press into the right hand and come to lie on the left side of the body with one foot stacked on top of the other. You can start to rock the hips a little bit, increasing the stretch. And if you want to, take the right foot onto the floor behind the left leg and point the right knee up towards the ceiling, keeping a little gentle rock in that top knee, or one foot on top of the other is entirely up to you. Let's release, coming all the way back onto the tummy. Slide the left hand back in towards the chest and extend the right hand out to shoulder height with the palm facing down. Press into the left hand as you come to lie on the right side of the body. And start to gently rock the hips backwards and forwards. So being aware of the differences in both sides of the body. One foot stacked on top of the other, and you're lying, if you can, on the right side of the body. So you stop here if this is enough, or you take that left foot and place it to the floor behind the right leg, pointing the knee up to the ceiling. Always having the option to come back to the previous stage if you come to a stage that's not comfortable. Keeping a little gentle movement just to stop tension creeping into the position. One foot on top of the other, slowly coming back onto the tummy. And let's take a wee pause here. Rest the head in the back of the hands and rock the hips from side to side, just having a wee rest. And that's wee rest enough, so take the hands back by the chest, hug the elbows in towards the side of the body, roll the shoulders back and round, press the hands into the mat, and lift the upper body into modified head up dog. So try not to collapse. Spread the collarbones, shoulders down. We're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to start to take the knees off the floor. We're opening into head down dog. Pedal the legs, sway the hips, extend the chest back towards the back. On your inhale, it's either full plank, or if you want to, you take the knees to the floor and come into modified plank. And as you exhale, stretch it back into head down. 2 more like that. Inhaling, it's either full plank or modified. Resist the mat away. Spread the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Exhale, head down dog. Stretch those heels to the floor, chest to the thighs. 1 more. Into your plank or your modified. Always have the option of dropping those knees to the floor. Back into head down dog. Pedal the legs, sway the hips. Now we're going to walk feet to hands or hands to feet, up to you. Coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. Let the knees be as bent as you need to keep the hands on the floor. So we're just going to do a few wee pulses. So the hands and the feet are close beside each other. So it's a forward bend. On the inhale, you're just going to try and straighten the legs as much as you can, keeping the chest on the thighs, and let the head relax completely. On the exhale, bend the knees and let the chest rest back down onto those thighs. On your inhale, try to straighten the legs, more of the front of the body in contact with the thighs. Exhale, bending back into your nice gentle stretch. Last time, when you straighten the legs, try to bring a little weight into the toes, you're not hanging in the heels. Rock the head from side to side. Soften those knees. We're going to roll all the way up to stand. Take your time. Don't be in a rush. The head comes up last. Rolling up through the spine. Knees are soft. Coming all the way up. Once you come up, circle those arms up and round. Palm to palm. And bring the hands down by the heart. From here, taking the feet just about wider than shoulder distance. Coming into our side bend, so we're going to take the right hand and slide it down the outer edge of the right leg. Left hand to the back of the head. You cannot see me at all here. Point that left elbow up to the ceiling and slide that right hand down the outer edge of the right leg, coming into a lovely deep side bend. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. Take the left hand to the left leg, slide it down. Right hand to the back of the head, point the elbow up to the ceiling and slide that left hand. You're trying to go the same distance down the outer edge of the left leg. Inhale, coming all the way back up. From here, take the hands behind you, interlace the hands. Draw the knuckles down towards the floor. Now, in this position, feel as if you're squeezing those upper arms in towards each other, behind the back. Open the chest, take those knuckles to the floor. Let the knees be soft and start to let the head rest back. If you can, the face up towards the ceiling. Take those knuckles more to the floor. Lovely soft knees. Now we're going to take a deep bend in the knees and we're going to fold forwards. Chest comes down between the thighs. Tuck the chin into the chest. Raise your arms overhead and let the little finger side of the hand come over the top of your head, opening those shoulders. Take the hands onto the lower back of the buttocks, then releasing them down and slowly roll all the way up through the spine. The head comes up left. And giving it a shiggle and a shake. This time taking the feet wider again. So this time not quite a leg's length. Toes are turned out. We're coming into horse stance. As we exhale, we bend the knees. We take the hands with the knees. So the hands are kind of sliding along the tops of the thighs as we bend the knees. Stay down in your horse. Raise the arms all the way up. Interlace the hands. And as you exhale, you straighten the legs and you bring the hands down through center. Same arm movement we did seated earlier on. Palms of the hands facing to the floor. 2 more times. Bend the knees, take the arms out, sinking down. Then we circle up and round. We inhale. You can let the head rest back if you're comfortable. Then interlace the hands, and as you exhale, you're straightening the legs and the hands come down through center. 1 more like that. Bend the knees. Take the hands with you, sinking down. Then we inhale. Stay down in your horse. Circle up and round. Interlace the hands. Exhale. Straighten those legs. Take the hands all the way down. Now we're going to take the hands onto the hips. Swivel the heels out. Lift and lengthen the spine, folding forwards from the waist, leading with the chin and chest. Bend the knees if you need to take the fingertips to the floor under the shoulders. Prasarita Padottanasana. So take your legs wider if you feel you need to in this position. And just start to lengthen the spine, balance the weight on the feet, press into the little toe side of the foot. You should see a nice arch on your instep. You should feel the muscles on the outer edges of the feet and the ankles engage. We're going to take the right hand, place it in the center under the chest, and raise the left arm along that right arm, coming into your open twist. Raise that left hand up to the ceiling, open twist. Exhale, bring it back down, swapping hands. So left hand goes where the right hand was, raise the right arm, and open twist. Swapping over, coming back down. On the inhale, you open into that lovely twist, coming a little further if you can. On your exhale, bringing it back down. On the inhale to the other side, lovely open twist. Exhale, it comes back down. One more. Inhale to open. Exhale to release back down. Last one to the right. Inhale to open. And exhale, taking it back down. Take the hands shoulder distance wide again. Allow the spine to be really long. We're going to come into our full prasarita. So you're going to start to walk the hands back between the feet if you can. Take the chin in towards the chest, and eventually the top of the head can rest down on the floor. So bend the knees if you need. Gently hug the elbows in towards each other. The top of the head's working to the floor, lengthening the spine. Walking the hands back under the shoulders again. Draw the heels in slightly so the toes are turned out. And if you can, take a hold of the ankle or the outer edge of the leg. On your next exhale, keeping the arms straight, you're just going to sink the bottom, sink the hips, and use the elbows to take the knees wide over the feet, sinking into a lovely wide squat. On the inhale, straighten the legs and let the head relax. The neck is low. Exhale, sinking the bottom. Use those elbows, encourage the knees to go a little wider. Sink the hips, lovely squat. Inhale, straightening, gazing up behind you, relax the head. Last one, sinking down, opening those hips, those groins, lovely stretch. Inhale to straighten the legs. We're going to come into head down dog. So release the hands. Take the right foot to face the short edge of your mat. Place the hands either side. Come onto the toes of the back foot. Front foot comes to the back. Head down dog. Pedal the legs. Seamless transition. Pedal the legs. Sway the hips. And from here, we're just going to come forwards into either full plank or modified, all the way to the floor. Beyond the tops of the feet, press the hands into the mat as you lift the upper body, either modified or full head up dog. And back into head down dog. Pedal the legs, sway the hips. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, either full plank or modified, all the way to the floor. On your next inhale, lift. Exhaling into head down dog. Stretching it back. Last one, plank to the floor. Lifting on the in-breath. Stretching up and back on the out-breath. Holding here, pedal the legs, sway the hips. We're going to take the knees to the floor. And we're going to take the right foot between the hands, coming into a lovely deep lunge. Place the hands onto that front thigh. Press the hands down onto the thigh as you lift the upper body. So you're in a nice lunge. Remember, if you need a cushion under that back knee, pop a cushion under that back knee. So you're using the hands. We're working to straighten the arms, trying to bring the shoulders above the hips. Now, remember my scoliosis, my back bends are really not very good. You're looking for a nice back bend in this position, lengthening the spine. And if you can, you're going to just sink that front knee, bending that front knee, sinking the hips, coming a little deeper. And if you feel comfortable, you can let the head rest back, only if that's okay for you. Still working to keep those arms straight, so resist that thigh away, coming deeper into your back bend. And release. We're going to take the hands either side of that front foot, take it into the floor. If you can, keep the back toes tucked under, then do so. On the inhale, we're coming back into a lovely hamstring stretch. So either halfway back, or if you can, all the way back. And on your exhale, let yourself sink back down into your lunge. On your inhale, bring it back. Either halfway or all the way. So let those front toes come off the floor, extend into the heel, draw back with the ball of the foot. And exhale, sinking down into the lunge. Last one. Inhale, the toes come off the floor, the heel stays on the floor. Stretch that lovely hamstring. Walk the hands forwards if you can. Stronger stretch. Exhale, sinking it down. And we're going to come back into our transition stage. So that front foot comes to join the back foot. Tuck the toes, bottoms back and extend. Inhale, we're coming forwards and we're placing the left foot, I apologise, between the hands. In this position, try to have the knee above the ankle. Place the hands onto that front thigh. And we're going to use the hands, press them into the thigh, lift the upper body. Pop a cushion under this back knee if you want under this back knee. Working to straighten those arms. Keeping the arms straight and let that front knee bend, sinking the hips deeper back. Stop here if this is enough, or if you're comfortable, let the head rest back. Gazing up the ceiling, still resist that front thigh away, stronger back bend, sinking those hips. And release. Place the hands onto the floor, either side of that front foot. If it's okay for the toes, keep them tucked under. Inhale, sway back. The ball of the foot comes off the floor of that front foot. Exhale, sinking back down into the lunge. 2 more like that. So again, with the repetition, every time you come into the position, you're looking to get a little bit further. Sinking on the exhale. Last one. Coming back on the inhale. On your exhale, letting yourself sink down. Then we'll come back into our transition stage. So place the hands flat, front foot to join the back. Toes are tucked under. And for our last time, we'll do our little vinyasa. So on your inhale, forwards into modified plank. Take yourself to the floor. All the way down. Hug those upper arms. Come onto the tops of the feet and we're lifting into either modified or full head up dog. We're stretching up and back into head down dog. Pedal the legs, sway the hips. And from here, just taking the knees to the floor. Knees apart, toes together, bottoms back, and inhale, breathing into the back of the body. Exhaling, buttocks and hips to the heels. Relaxing yourself down. Inhale, coming all the way up to sit. Taking your time, coming to sit in a comfortable position. So either cross-legged or any position that's comfy for you. Just taking the hands onto the knees and the thighs, allowing the elbows to be heavy. Shoulders down. Tummy button drawn back towards the spine, lengthening space across the upper body, filling up the back of the neck. Relax the shoulder blades and the buttocks, the hips and the thighs. We're going to place the right hand onto the belly, left hand onto the heart. Keeping the eyes either closed or the gaze lowered, just being aware of the breath behind the hands. Trying to take all the breath down behind that lower hand and minimising the movement behind the upper hand. Long, slow exhales. And from here, just gently open the eyes, bringing the hands together into Anjali Mudra. Exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, coming back up. And namaste. Thank you very much. Apologies again about the barking dog.